Hey, hey, how are we? So, this weekend I did something nice. I basically took 60 videos that I had and I put them on the schedule. And what I did as well was today's Monday, right? Yes. What I did was just basically wrote the descriptions as well and wrote all the descriptions of previous videos that I didn't. Feels like a weight off my shoulder. I slept yesterday awkwardly well. But I also got into a small, like, the internet got cut off, so I was like, what would I do? I avoided the guitar because I have actual practice to do. And I went and I started reading, like, because sometimes when I'm like reading mangas, I see like there's there there are just like parts and inspirational parts that are just they're just profoundly teachable moments, I guess. I don't know. But a page got stuck with me. And when I watched it, I realized that like it was named differently because like as you're doing something, you basically change and create a pattern. So I realized the first 20 pages that I actually copied over like 50 chapters or 60 chapters because like I take them as snippets of like, oh, this is something I would want to read again instead of reading the whole thing. And I was renaming them, and the minute I finished renaming them, I closed my computer, and I was perfectly fine, not actually like looking at anything internety for and just stared into the abyss, played with my cat, and kind of like meditated for like an hour trying to sleep, just like chilled in the bed. And then as I'm falling into sleep, it hit me. It's like, you know, when something triggers you and instantly what you do, you just like kind of like go in a different direction. Your mind kind of starts with a thought, and if you're not comfortable with it or you're not ready for it, or if it overwhelms you or any of that stuff, it just goes in a different direction. So what happened was it just came back, and I was like, "Fuck!" It came back. I was planning on like reading, but I didn't read. And it was at that point, like I was reading that part, and that part discussed dream doping. And it's not like it made me feel uncomfortable; it gave me energy. So I instantly stood up, and I was like, "Okay, so collaborated. If you are to add this that happened to the fact that I've been feeling like I haven't been productive over the past week or so. Although something huge happened, I got accepted to a program, but the program is in 2 months and a half. It's in June. So it's a good thing because I have like I don't know if you guys know, I deployed my website, but now I'm rebuilding it using a different software in order for it to be able to be used properly. I'm being delayed because the person I'm working with is not really listening to me, but just wanting to code. And so I when I realized that was an issue, communication between me and him, I talked to him about it, and he didn't do well with feedback. He just kind of like went dramatic and he waited till he got home, and then he responded. He messaged me like he's not cool and he doesn't like this, and I'm stressing him and all that shit. So, which is funny because like work needs to get done. But what I realized was I have to do better, right? It's either that or I have to take the chance that take the opportunity that somebody's working with me in order for me to like better say how I communicate what I want them to do in the simplest way possible for them to do that one thing. And then by doing that, I would have like developed some skill sets in order to like elaborate to them what I want and the way I want things to be done, or at the very least, like I don't necessarily have to tell him everything about the app and why we're doing it, the platform. All I have to do is like, this is what I want from you, and simplify things so he can actually get it done as fast as possible. But it still hit me hard, so I was reflecting on myself as a failure. And like when the internet got cut off yesterday, it went off all night. I looked at what I looked at, and I looked at this. So I woke up around like 12 o'clock after trying to sleep from 11 to 12. And my first response was like, go walk Toddy and discuss the fact that you failed. And the whole dream doping segment was in my head. I'm not sure if you guys know, but dream doping is effectively when you are perfectly fine just chasing after your dream instead of actually like figuring it out. So whoever's watched The Alchemist, this is an off-script adventure. I really wanted to read something, but I figured I'd start in a more mellow way instead of just like here's the script of the day. So, anyways, if anyone's read The Alchemist, there's a beautiful part in The Alchemist. It's very like it's just simmers inside of me, and there two people meet. One has a dream. One receives a dream. Then the dream tells them to go to Mecca, basically. It's the holy ground for like Muslims, but it's in this story. And it just travels from Spain all the way to Mecca. And once he gets to Morocco, he gets basically bamboozled out of his money. So he has nothing to do. And he goes and he's whining to a guy in a tea shop. And what happens is he's explaining to the guy in the tea shop that he got a dream that's saying go to Mecca. But the guy in the tea shop goes like, I also have a dream to go to Mecca. I think this is the first time I actually make this like differentiation. The guy in the tea shop has a dream, but the guy that came from Spain received in a dream a message that tells him to go somewhere. Anyways, I'm gonna take a mental note of this because this is the first time I actually like it's making me think of how I started realizing my vision or the difference between visions. But anyways, so they both decide that they're gonna work hard and go to Mecca. And that's what ends up happening. Like they start working together, and the guy already has a tea shop. And so he hired the new guy, and the new guy basically started like adding products, inviting to people, marketing the place better, and just basically creating a scene where he can make money. And at the end of 1 year, if I'm not mistaken, he doubles the money he came back with, and ultimately like they have enough money and the shop is running on its own. So he goes to the shop owner and he goes like, now that we have enough money and the shop's running on its own, let's go to fucking Mecca. And the shop owner looks at him and goes like, listen, mofo, I was perfectly content living my life exactly how it is, just dreaming about Mecca. You come here and you fuck everything up. You bring me more customers. Now I have to manage people. I have to do accounting. I have to worry if something is stolen. It was perfectly fine just dreaming. Now that you've made this dream very much real, I have to own up to the fact that I don't really want to go. All I want to do is dream about it. So naturally, like the shop owner stays there because all he wants to do is talk about the dream. While on the other side, the other guy just ends up following his dream. Following is the key. And so what happened yesterday when I read the whole dream doping? Dream doping is the same thing. There's the chasing after your dream and that the trying to achieve it becomes enough for you to not feel miserable. Like, as long as I am trying, that's perfectly fine. But the truth is, that's where feedback comes in. But what we end up doing is neglecting it because, like, it's like a baby doing his first step. As long as they're lifting their leg off the floor, that means they're trying. If they're satisfied, they never walk. But unless they lift their leg and try to stand up and then see if they're gonna be stable or fall and like lift it again differently or try to all this stuff, unless they do all this stuff, which is basically like following the actual dream. I think there's a difference in the actionable parts here. So when I basically saw that dream doping, I instantly was like, avoid it. And the reason why I probably wanted to avoid it because it was so true. And what ended up happening is I tried to sleep and I just like was like beautiful Zen sleep until it came back. And when it came back, I just like woke up, put on my clothes, and decided to go for a walk. And it was like a 35-minute walk. And as I walked, I started with I want to discuss why I feel like I failed. And by the end of the walk, by the time I reached the house, I was basically no longer discussing. I had accepted that I failed and just basically negotiating a different approach so it doesn't come back again. And the funny thing is like I'm sure that's one failure out of many that's going to be happening. Because I believe like if we're not moving with failure next to us, so close, we're not really going far. We're not going anywhere. We're not trying something new. We're not exploring a new path. We're not all that cute stuff. And amazingly so, I think that's an innate human thing. It's like every human being kind of wants to do something beyond of what he knows, or just like beyond what he knows enough until it's beyond what anyone knows. And that's the story of yesterday, and just basically the dilemma of like following your dream or chasing after the dream. Because chasing after the dream is basically enough energy for you to feel fulfilled, while following your dream is kind of like rejecting that like sense of fulfillment. Because ultimately you're being fulfilled by the journey and not by the small accomplishments of you trying. And it's a video. I love you.